having a nice discussion here with Bryan. Bryan Wilder, you all know him. He is of American Gold Prospectors. I got to get you plugged in there, don't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me have your end. This way here, we're not looping back in.
Yeah.
Hang on.
I feel like a real disc jockey.
Boy, if it ain't one thing, it's another. But anyhow, welcome everybody. We are finally here, live, thank God. But anyhow, yeah, as I was saying, we got Bryan Wilder with us. And we have some questions, and I'm sure you have some questions for him too.
Be right back.
He was telling us about his season before. Get me one too. And he had spent some time in Arizona, and then he went back to New England. Later spring he was prospecting up in New England, getting some nice chunky gold and stuff like that. And then he was off to Virginia for a little bit. And then from there you went to Chicken. You went to Chicken in like July 4th, right?
Yeah, July 4th, we went up there for 10 days.
That's nice. So there, 10 days. Now.
Yeah, Jim Hamilton was up there, and Don, the guys from Amra, they're the ones who got me into it and invited me up. So I got to spend the week with those guys. It was pretty cool.
Okay, so you didn't go like to AKAU Gold Camp or nothing like that. You just went up to somebody that was already there, right? Or that was going and they invited you along.
Yeah, it was Gold Fever Prospecting. My buddy Jim Hamilton, he went the year before in Don. They went, I think, just the year before. I'm not sure if they went a few years before or whatever, but I know they went the year before. And they were going up to work on the 10-inch as a commercial divers. And they knew I liked to dredge. And like, hey, come on up, check it out. It's a really cool camp. They'll hook you up on a 6-inch. And it's a 10-day trip, so I got to keep you get to keep 100% of all the gold you find, and they hook you up with fuel, the dredge, weight belts, everything you need. You just bring a mask and your wetsuit, and you just go to work. You could dredge as much as you want all day, all night. It didn't get dark at all until like 3 in the morning, and then the sun rose at like 5 in the morning. So if you wanted to do all day, all night, go for it.
Yeah, that was one of the things I was going to ask you too. How was it adjusting to that midnight sun?
Oh man, I couldn't get used to it. I mean, I don't know how people do it, but it's hard to go to bed when it looks like noon at midnight. So,
that's gotta be crazy.
It's up in Chicken. They give you like blackout curtains. Right. So when you go in your hut there, you close the blackouts and it's totally pitch black in there. But if you get up to take a whiz or something, you go outside and it's like noontime, and you like keep looking at your watch because you don't even know what time it is. It's weird.
Yeah.
But if you work hard enough, man, as soon as you hit that bed, you're just out like a light, and you just wait for your alarm clock, really.
Yeah, I guess it don't really matter. You work hard, and you're going to go to sleep anyway.
Yeah, I was out dredging for those 10 days. We got up at like 7, ate breakfast at 8.
Right.
You have to get on a jet boat, and they drive you like 2 miles down the river.
Okay, and that's what, the 40-mile river?
Yeah, that's a 40-mile river. So I camped there. If you miss the boat, that's it. You're shut out of luck. So you got to eat breakfast, get suited up, and then the boat leaves at like 9.
And you better be on it.
If you miss a boat, you're screwed, So you got to make sure you're on that boat. So you get on the boat, and they take you about a mile or 2 down the river, and then, or you can take your dredge wherever you want. They own 10 miles of the 40-mile.
Oh, that's nice.
So yeah, they'll drop you off wherever you choose. So you get to take your dredge and choose your spot. And,
that's cool.
Just luck,
that's good.
Whether the gold's in your spot or not. I had a couple of really good days and a couple of crappy days. Like anything else, you got to prospect around, do some pans on the bank,
right?
And try to find a good area. But,
all right, so then from there, you went back home for a little while, right?
Yeah, from there, on my way to Chicken is when I got hooked up with Nome, because I was flying over to Chicken.
Okay.
And I saw the cool glaciers and everything, and I just posted a picture. It's like, hey, I'm heading off to Alaska, going dredging. And then Vernon saw that post, and he just messaged me. He's like, hey, you coming up to Nome? I need a diver,
Oh, nice.
Like, no, right now I'm going to Chicken. But, I'll definitely hook up with you if you're looking for a diver. I was like, I'm going to chicken for 10 days, and then I got to go back home and take care of some things. And he's like, well, as soon as you get back home, as fast as you can come up here, just come on up here.
Nice.
And yeah, that's what I did. I
Man,
went home,
you
and then
really
a couple
got
days
lucky
later,
there.
I was on a plane back to Alaska.
Oh, yeah. I seen a picture of the plane that you flew there, and it was like almost empty, right?
Oh
I
yeah,
mean, it's
yeah. I was right in
hardly,
the middle of the
you know,
virus.
yeah, that was crazy. I was going to ask you how was it flying during the pandemic? I mean, like almost nobody on the plane.
Yeah, there was like the plane was like I had it to myself. I don't know. There's 20 people on the whole plane.
Wow.
They upgraded me actually on one of the flights to the first class because no one was in it. And I'm like, oh, cool.
Right.
But no, I didn't. I mean, I didn't care about the pandemic crap.
Right.
Here I am going to Alaska to go dredging. That's all I was thinking about.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
you don't have to worry when the plane's empty anyway. So
yeah,
so
exactly.
that's pretty cool. And was there any kind of discount on the seats? Was it cheaper to
No,
fly or no?
no, I don't know. I think it was like $800 to get to Nome.
Yeah.
So
Now
yeah,
you fly into where Anchorage,
yeah,
and then you take a
yeah,
puddle jumper from there to Nome.
yeah. I think I went from Boston to Seattle to Anchorage, and then Anchorage to Nome.
Okay. And so
And
that's pretty
then
cool.
the chicken flight was exactly the same, except for I think we landed in Fairbanks.
Right.
I went to Boston, Seattle,
Oh, that's
Seattle
cool.
to Fairbanks, and then we had to drive from Fairbanks to Chicken.
Now you had some questions for him too, right?
Yeah, just let me quickly, since we got
Yeah.
through our hard times here with getting you hooked up, just let me, because everybody else wasn't on yet, Brian. So I'll just go over the questions really quickly. We don't have to,
Yeah.
I don't want to keep asking the same questions. You know what I mean? But
No,
just a
that's
little, just a little backstory for people. Where do you hail from?
Yeah, I'm born and raised in Massachusetts. Been here same time my whole life.
Right. And what got you started in prospecting?
Just because I pretty much spent my whole life outside. I go hunting and fishing and dirt bike riding, everything, hiking. I do a lot of outdoor stuff. And just one of the times I was up in my tree stand, just waiting for a deer to come by. There was a little brook down below. I'm like, just curious if there's any gold in there, or like how the whole gold prospecting thing works. So I just went on to like eBay and bought a $5 gold pan and tried it out. And of course, I didn't find any gold. I'm in the middle of Massachusetts, but I thought it was pretty cool. And then I just went online and tried to find where the closest gold areas were, and I found out New Hampshire was the closest place for me. So went up to the Wild Amasumic, and
All right.
what did I go with? I actually, before I went there, I bought a sluice box because the pan got pretty boring after a couple pans.
Oh
So I
yeah.
got a sluice
Yeah, you
box,
got to
but
graduate and move on to something bigger.
yeah. But I love working on stuff. I kind of like jack of all trades. I do welding and fabrication. Just home stuff. Just
Right.
self-taught. So I took that sluice box, actually the one you have right behind you. I think this A51.
Oh,
I took that.
You see my.
Oh yeah, there
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I bought that sluice box and never used it as a sluice. As soon as I got it, I ripped it apart and I made a hopper for it, and I bought a motor and a 3-inch dredge hose, and I turned it into like a 3-inch high banker combo,
All right.
And that was the first thing I really ran was dredge, like a little 3-inch dredge I made out of a sluice box. So, anyways, yeah, I found my first few pieces up in New Hampshire, and then I
That's
started
all it
going
took.
like almost every weekend, and then that's all it took, and just took off from there. But because I met a lot of good people out on the river, and they
Oh,
showed
yeah.
me all the new stuff. I was a complete newbie; I didn't know anything, but I didn't have anyone to really show me anything or anything at that time. And then as soon as I made friends up in the rivers, everyone's really helpful and they show you how to do stuff. And then I met Jack and John and Alex, and all those guys had dredges, and like, I got to get a dredge. So I got myself a dredge, and they kind of took me in and taught me most of the stuff that I know. And just you got to meet friends and meet people, and just
Yeah, the
kept
myth
working
is
my
that
way
the
up.
prospectors are, not so nice people or anything. But let me tell you, I've met a lot of prospectors out there on the streams, and they're good people.
Oh yeah, very
You
good.
know, what I mean, you ask them questions, they'll give you tips and everything else. And
Yeah.
I mean, I've been all over Vermont, Maine, and New Hampshire, and I've had a great time
Yeah,
up there.
we've been down to Georgia, and everywhere we go, there's 99.9% of the people are very helpful. I mean, I haven't come across anybody really that said, no, get away from me or whatever,
Right.
But
Right.
everybody's helpful. I mean, they'll give you tips. They may not put you on their favorite spot. They will direct you and say, here's a good spot. I've had
Exactly.
people even say, jump in my hole. I'm leaving. Jump right in my hole.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and I get gold. And, people are always willing to help out. And we're always willing to help somebody out. We want to share knowledge. We want to, and that's one of the things that we like to do is kind of like network with other prospectors. And we need to, like when it came to fighting out legislation that we fought together up there in New Hampshire, right? We had
Right.
to,
Yeah.
we had to network and we had to get everybody together and we all had to go to the state house and we were all on the same level. We wanted to, put a stop to them putting a stop to dredging, and we did it, you know.
Right.
And you brought a dredge, we brought the science, and a lot of other people came to the table and brought all kinds of things to fight against the argument, and we happened to win. And the only way we did it is by sticking together and stuff like that. But so
Yeah. You got to stick together.
yeah, so
Yeah. I mean, we fought legislation up in Maine too.
yeah,
So we knew a lot of people from Maine, and some of those guys came down to support us in New Hampshire
yeah,
when they saw that they were trying to stop dredging in New Hampshire completely.
that's right.
Yeah. Yeah. They're just trying to outright ban it, and
Oh yeah,
come to know all those senators at the end. All it takes is a little bit of information for
Right.
those guys because they didn't even know what it was.
They were ready to jump in the stream with us and start dredging.
Right by the end of the whole meeting, they were like, "Oh, you guys are awesome."
Oh, yeah.
I still have the audio from that. Listen to it now and then. And at the end, the guy's like, "Oh, I got a rock collection. I brought it with me, guys. Check it out." And
Yeah.
he's like, "I named some of my rocks like you guys named nuggets." And, he was really fascinated by the whole thing. So it was pretty cool just to,
right
some
on.
people just
And,
want to get up and start yelling and screaming at
Oh,
these, their legislator people. But I mean, a lot of them, they're just clueless. If you
Right.
just start yelling at them, they're gonna think you guys are all jerks.
Yeah,
Right.
If you just
yeah.
take the time to explain to them, hey, look, this is what a dredge is.
Right.
It's a small little lawnmower engine. There's millions of them across America. They're no big deal. They don't do any damage, and we're just a bunch of guys that like to go to the river, have fun with our families, and go out prospecting. And yeah, by the end, they were all happy to have us.
Yeah, and that even like through that networking, that's pretty much how Vern found you, right? On
Yeah, yeah.
Facebook, and you got an invite to go up there. So it's
Yeah.
very important to network with other prospectors, join other
Oh, right,
clubs. Like we have a Facebook page, and we've been getting a lot of people joining recently, and we like that very much, and we welcome everybody, to come on in there. You can, just feel free to post whatever you want, ask questions. I mean, that's how you learn. Ask question. There is no stupid question, except the one that is not asked, because that's the only way you're going to learn anything is by asking questions, and don't be afraid. We're not bad people.
Yeah.
Everybody's willing to help now. So now you were dredging up there in Chicken on the 40-mile river. Now, how does that differ from, or how is similar to the rivers in New England, or say Virginia, or?
Yeah. Let's see. Well, New England. That's where I know most of my experiences from, and where I dredge up here. There's a lot of big boulders up here, so a lot of the time, I need special equipment to move those boulders.
Yes.
So I got a big chainsaw winch and all the come-alongs and the straps and the chains and all the stuff that goes with that. So there's a lot of rock moving involved up here, a lot of boulders, and you find a lot of good gold under the boulders over here. And going over to Alaska, you can't find a rock that's over 40 pounds up there. It's weird.
Wow.
There's like in Chicken there was no boulders whatsoever, and I guess what happens is the 40-mile freeze is completely solid
Yeah.
in the wintertime. And so what happens over the time, the ice breaks up and the freeze thaw cycle, the ice will start smashing into the rocks and roll them, and they just get all broken down. Same with the gold. The gold, probably started out as nuggets just like anywhere else, but
Right.
then in the river they just get so smashed up with the ice and the rocks slamming in them that it just goes to real fine gold up there.
Right.
And over here in New England, it's just the rivers here aren't really all that big, and Alaska's a big place and really wet. There's swamps and everything everywhere, swamps and ponds. And up here, the rivers aren't really too huge to really smash up that gold a lot, I guess. A lot of our streams, they're just mountain brooks and mountain streams, and I don't know. It just seems like that's just my guess why it's more chunkier over here.
Right. Right.
I think in Alaska it just gets smashed up a lot.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there was, I guess they had more recent. I don't know if it's the glacial activity there that just ground it up finer or whatever, but
Yeah.
yeah, so that's interesting. So with that, you should probably be able to move a lot more material than you do in New England, right?
Oh yeah, over in Alaska, I mean, you can use a 14, 18-inch dredge if you want,
Oh, yeah.
So most people out there, they all have sixes or bigger. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't even. Actually, Vern had a 4-inch, which was kind of neat. I took that up in the mountains on my days off. So my days off, I went dredging, But mostly everyone in Alaska, they got 6-inch or bigger to
Yeah.
move the material. And since the boulders, there aren't big boulders, you can definitely plow through way more material. And over here in New England, we're 4-inch max. So I
Right.
mean,
Right.
So like a
maybe
6-inch,
dirt, but
a 6-inch
not
max,
as much as the bigger ones.
a 6-inch dredge would do pretty good up there then.
Yeah, I was on a 6-inch in chicken last year, but I might be going back this year, and they're gonna let me do commercial on the 10-inch, so that'll be cool. I'll be up on the
Wow. Nice.
40 mile and a 10-inch in the
Oh.
springtime before I go to Nome.
Don't put your hand in front of that one
Yeah,
or
yeah.
your body.
Yeah. So,
Actually, my buddy Jim, he was on that 10-inch last year, and I guess he got his hand stuck in it, and it actually ripped his arm sleeve right off his wetsuit.
whoa, boy.
Yeah,
Jeez.
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
some
you gotta
power.
be careful. Yeah.
Yeah, I
now-
got my hand stuck into Vern's a couple times, and man, that was hard to get out.
Yeah.
Vern's was an 8-inch,
8-inch.
but it had the power of a 10. It had a 40 horsepower diesel, which he was running a 10-inch, but he moved it back down to an 8-inch because
Jeez.
when you're doing it all the time with all these divers, that 10-inch is a brute on you. It really takes a lot out of you.
Yeah.
Not only that, in the ocean, the hose is 55 feet long. It's not like a 20-foot hose.
Right.
You got
Wow.
a 55-foot long, huge python you're battling.
Yeah.
Not only that, the boat's going up and down with the waves and
Yeah.
the tide and the current. I mean, you're doing you're battling all these elements.
Yeah. Now, how deep
So
were you
that-
diving up there in the Bering Sea?
We were pretty steady at between 25 and 30 feet.
Okay. And how was that when you first got in the water? How was it?
When I first did it, it was pretty scary. I mean, I did it. The camera guys are all there. I couldn't back out. But it was kind of freaky because you're going down and you have all this lead on you, and you're just dropping like a rock into the ocean.
Oh yeah.
You're going down and down, and you can't see. More than 5 feet.
Damn.
Right.
So after 5 feet, you look up, you don't see the boat no more. You don't see anything. You look to your right, your left, you just see like green.
Yeah.
you
You
don't
can't even see the daylight above you, right?
No, and it's dark. It gets darker, and then you're going down and down and
Wow.
down, and there's like no bottom. You're still going down, and I mean, I think we went through like 6 people, and a lot of them just freak out. They
Oh, yeah.
can't do it. They freak out, and they come back up. A
Yeah.
lot of guys do that. I mean, the big tough, Nome guys are like, oh, I want to go dredge, and I'll dredge with you guys, and Vern lets them on. But yeah, freak out, man. It is a little scary, but once you get past that, and you hit the bottom,
Right.
it's just like any other dredging.
Oh
It's
yeah.
just,
You grab onto that nozzle and start moving material.
yeah. The scariest thing is just the air because
Yeah.
you're leaving your life into other people's hand,
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and I was brand new. I don't know these people, and here they are. If something happens,
Yeah.
I don't
You
know their
gotta rely
confidence
on them
level
to
and how to
yank you
fix
up.
stuff, Right. I mean, are they paying attention? I mean,
Yeah.
our belt fell off a few times. If you're not paying attention to the air pressure, if they're on their phone and not watching that gauge, man, I could be dead just because they were looking on their phone.
Right.
It's no joke.
Yeah. Yeah. They were
Because
texting or
from
whatever.
30 feet to the top, I mean, it takes more than one breath to get up there because you
Oh,
got,
yeah. Yeah. Get all that.
it takes
gear
almost
on.
a breath load just to get your weight belt off because it's tight and there's all these straps on you and you got
Right.
all these cameras and battery packs and lights and
Yeah.
all
That's
the
crazy.
shit on you. So I mean, to get all that shit off, then try to go to the surface, you need like a couple breaths,
Yeah,
and you're not gonna
yeah.
make it at once. So
Damn.
it's pretty scary.
Yeah. But
And you got hurt. Tell us about that.
Yeah. So one of the times, it was about halfway through the season. I came up. It was actually after midnight, which is even scarier too, because I mean they're dredging a lot. So, I didn't go down to like 8 o'clock at night, I think. So, at that time it was towards the middle of the season, so it was starting to get dark at like 9 or so. So anyways, yeah, I was dredging down, and I did like a a 5 or 6 hour dive. I don't know. I came up after midnight. And then when I came up, took the mask off, and there was just blood oozing out of my nose and out of my ears.
Damn.
And I was like, whatever. I'll go dredging tomorrow. And Vern's like, no. You can't go dredging. You got to go to the hospital. So
now, what caused that? Coming up too quick or?
No, I don't know. It's what causes that? It's called barotrauma, and it's when you don't equalize enough, and there's too much pressure in your sinuses and like in your head. Because when you go down, or if you're going up an airplane or something, you gotta squeeze your nose and blow to pop your ears.
Right.
Well, when you're diving on Vern's boat, there he has a full face mask.
Right.
So like in the river, I usually use a regular mask, and you can just pinch your nose and blow your ears and pop them. But on his boat, you can't touch your nose. There's a glass in front of you, so you got to try to like chew and yawn and try to push your tongue in the back of your throat and blow, and you try to equalize without touching your nose, which is some people can do it easy. I guess I have a little bit hard time doing it, and plus if you got a cold and your sinuses are clogged, you're not fully equalizing. And then the deeper you go, the more it really bothers you, and the longer you're on the bottom, it affects you too. So after a long dive on the bottom, I guess I didn't equalize enough, and when I came up, just the pressure differences really screwed my inner ears up, and they're like,
but you couldn't even feel it though, right? You really didn't feel it? You felt
there's
some
so
pressure?
much pressure on you. There's just so much going on. You got the mask on you. You got the hot water going all through. You got the, all the pressure on you. There's just, it's just
crazy.
A lot going on. You don't really realize it. And plus, you got communications on your ear, so you got like these ear things on you.
Yeah, all that stuff.
Yeah, there's just all this crazy stuff. So when I came up, there was just blood pouring out of everywhere. So I had to go to the hospital, and they checked it out, and I had fluid on the other side of my eardrum, and there was fluid, and you could see the air bubbles in there.
Wow.
And he's like, if you dive, I was like, whatever, it's no big deal. I mean, I could probably just go dive. He's like, no. If you dive, I'm serious. If you dive, you'll probably pop your eardrum, because the air bubble will expand behind your eardrum and pop it. So.
Jeez. Now, how long did it take you to recover from that where you could dive again?
I think he said it took 6 weeks to heal up.
Really?
So I was pretty much done for the season. I thought I was going to go home. I was like, sorry, Vern, nothing I could do about it, And he was like, no, I want you to stay, because I was fixing stuff for him. I was fixing generators, and I was pretty good with electrical and all the stuff he needs done. And in Nome, you have to be more than a diver in Nome to be part of the team.
You got to be a mechanic, you got to be a welder, you got to be
so
qualified, and whatever.
And I knew how to do it. I just jumped right into the. I didn't have people explain to me whatever. If I saw something broken, I was just like, hey, I'll grab this and then I'll fix this.
Yeah.
And then, I was taking care of stuff like that, and I was doing the tending and all that kind of stuff. So he kept me, and he gave me a share of his side of the box, because usually Vern, the captain gets 50% of the box, and the divers will split the other 50.
Right.
So I was taking a portion of the divers.
Vern must have really liked you, huh?
Yeah.
He took a shine into you. That's cool.
Yeah, he was paying me out his side too. So.
Oh, that's good. Now, what were the cleanups like?
Yeah, I mean, the most gold I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
I mean,
bet.
There was a lot of times, like I said, we're on like 2 ounces an hour, and you'll go on that for like an hour or two, and then it'll just fade out, and then you won't have nothing. And then you'll get back into some gold, and you'll be on, quarter ounce or whatever.
Right.
But average, I think we did the whole average, and we pretty much averaged around a half an ounce an hour. So, not too bad.
That's good.
But yeah, when we did the cleanouts, I mean, you would just fill the gold cube up. We took the concentrates, threw it to the gold cube, and the whole first tray and second tray was just all gold. It's just crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Now the other thing is, Bryan, you've got pay dirt for sale.
I
just talked about. So why don't you let the viewers know where we can get some of that pay dirt?
Yeah, right now I have it on my Facebook page. I mean, I'm not huge into selling or whatever. I had some available, and I figured if someone wanted some just for the cool factor or whatever from Bering Sea or whatever, they could have a chance to get some gold. But yeah, I got some on my Facebook page. You can just message me, and I just do PayPal. I'm just looking for spot plus shipping, so it's like $70 a gram right now.
Nice.
I have some on eBay, but I had to charge $80 because of the eBay fees and PayPal fees and those fees.
Yeah.
But I have
drive
some on
into
eBay.
the poorhouse.
Right. So eBay is just type in like Bering Sea gold, and my thing will pop up, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I sold I don't know, like 50 or 60 bags, but
Right.
slowing down now after Christmas probably.
Well, that'll help getting you
Nice.
set for the next season coming up. Give
Oh
you some,
yeah.
give you some
It's okay
spending
though.
money.
If they don't want to buy it, I'm fine. I'm fine with keeping it. So
Yeah.
I just gave everyone a chance. If they wanted some, go for it. If not, no problem. I'll keep it.
Now, another thing I wanted to ask you is about now. They get a lot of storms up there on the Bering Sea, and you can't
Yeah.
go out dredging. Now, how often does that happen?
It happens a lot up there.
Yeah.
We were lucky. We were able to stay out a lot longer than the other dredges because Vern's boat's huge. It's like
Right.
58 feet or something.
Yeah.
And the typical dredge up there is only like, I don't know, 20, 30, 40 feet, and it's on pontoons.
Yeah.
And, a pontoon with just a flat deck, and they get swamped real easy. We got a really big boat that's pretty sealed, but there's a limit to that too. Like we can't do much more than 3 or 4 feet because
Right.
the sluice box is on the side, and then the sluice box is going up and down and left and right. You're washing out all your gold.
Right. That's
And
real
plus the
good.
diver, the hose is going up like 4 or 5 feet at a time, and it's yanking on the diver, and
Yeah.
there becomes a point where even then 3, 4 feet's a little bit too much for
Right.
our
Right.
boat, but we can handle the seas. So we were lucky. We got to stay out much longer than everyone else.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of storms, and they come real quick.
Yeah.
Like you can go out in the morning, it'll be almost like glass out there, maybe 1/2 foot waves, and then by noontime, you feel the wind pick up, and then by like 3, bang, there'll be like 3, 4 footers, and it happens that fast. And some of those smaller boats, yeah. I mean, if you're not on top of the weather, you can wind up at the bottom.
Right.
One of our neighbors, they had actually like a 34-foot fishing boat, or aluminum boat. It was a nice boat.
Yeah.
It was built for the seas, and they went out to the bluffs, and there was a little minor storm, nothing too big, but it was supposed to blow like 30 knots for like a day or two. So they went 60 miles out to the bluffs, and the storm came in, and they tried to beat it back. And if they only left like 2 or 3 hours earlier, they would still be alive. They died. They both flipped over and they died. They were our neighbors. We waved to them, talked to them, and the guy that was on our boat, Gary, that I was diving with, he was on that boat last year.
Yeah.
And they did the same thing. They tried to beat a storm just because they were trying to get the gold.
Wow.
They tried to beat a storm, and they almost died last year.
Now, wouldn't it
This
just
year
be
they had it
better
finally.
if, okay, instead of trying to, all right, so they're caught out there, just beach it and get the hell off of it.
Yeah,
Wouldn't that be
that's
better?
that would have been. They would still be alive. if
'Cause
they
that
did
boat was
but-
beached anyway. I seen the photo that you shared.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, they were close to shore just in case something did happen. They had a lifeboat, but one guy was able to get in the lifeboat, but the other two, I guess, didn't.
wow.
And I don't know, they're crazy Russians. Those Russians, man, they have no
wow.
like common sense. They didn't have life jackets on, I mean,
Jeez.
they're like, we had one on our boat for a while, and man, they're just they don't. It's like they almost don't even care about life. They just whatever, they just do crazy stuff. That's I don't know. I'm not like that. I like to live a little bit on the edge, yeah. But I mean, if there's a big, huge storm, I'm going to put on a life jacket. I'm going to swallow my pride a little bit, and I don't think it's that big of a deal to put on a life jacket.
The Bering
Yeah.
Sea
I
is
don't
not.
think I'm a wuss. I don't think
Bering
I'm a wuss
Sea.
because I put on a life
Yeah.
jacket on the
Yeah.
storm.
You're not talking about a lake with a little waves on. We're talking about the Bering
Right.
Sea
Yeah.
here.
That will tear you
Yeah.
up.
You know.
Now, we have a question from one of our viewers in the chat that wants to know, is there anybody out there dredging with a submarine?
Yeah, there was a submarine. Yeah, it's right there in town, but it's
Were
it's
they
all
using it
beached
to
now. I
get
guess
gold?
it's like I don't know, it's like a homemade kind of thing, contraption. I don't know much about it, but Vern
Hello,
knows the
Kevin
guy.
Starr.
But I think they tried it and got flooded, and they got spooked and scared and just beached it, and it's never ran since. Nome's just full of dredges, people. It's not what you think at all.
Yeah.
You need a lot of money to do this, to
Wow.
do it right.
Yeah.
And people go up there, they'll spend like 100, 200 grand, but I mean, you really need like $1 million to do what you need to do. They'll spend all that money, and then they don't have the rest of the money to keep going and make it work.
Right.
So Nome, there's just a lot of dredges up in Nome, just
Oh, yeah.
rotting away.
Wow. Yeah, I figured you could probably go up there and just buy one or rent one or something. There's probably plenty of
Yeah,
parts. You
yeah.
can put something together. Now, what would you say? What would you say to somebody who was thinking about going up there, and they're serious about going? What would your advice to them be?
If I was to do it, I would just keep it really simple, really easy, really small. There's one guy I knew. He had It's a small little dredge. It's probably like 20 feet long, pontoon dredge, and he kept it extremely simplified, and it's just him. That's pretty much the only way you're gonna do it. If you're the captain, the operator, the dredger, just one man operation. It's a little dangerous, but if you got an air tank with you in case your air breaks or something,
Right.
That's how I would do it. I don't really see it working any other way unless you have just a lot of money. Like I said, if you got $1 million and you can get a nice dredge with a crew, and you got to keep your crew happy. If you're not on the gold, your crew's going to leave. So
Right.
if you go up there and buy a nice dredge, but it needs 2 or 3 people to work on it, and you don't keep your guys happy, they're just gone. I mean, they're not going to stick with you. If you're not making them money, why would they stay? They don't share your same dream. So. If I were to do it, I would just do it by myself. There's a couple of guys that do it. It's a little dangerous, but if you want to make the money, that's the only way to really make the money. And the other thing is, a lot of the divers up there, they're alcoholics or druggies. They don't show up for work, and
Right.
if they do dive with you, as soon as they get the gold, you won't see them for a few weeks because they go party.
Right.
They
Go
have
party it up.
10 and 20 grand in their pocket. You won't see them
Oh,
until
hell
they
yeah.
run out of
Party
money.
time.
So the problem with up
Booze,
there is
women,
just having a
drugs,
reliable
cards.
crew. But Vern was cool, because he kept you happy. He was giving us a little on side for TV, and he would buy his food all the time, and
Yeah.
he knows how to treat his crew good. So
That's
if you
cool.
treat your crew good, they'll stay with you.
Yeah. That's
Yeah, he
good.
gave us a car to use. He gave us a 4-wheeler, a free place to stay. So
Nice.
you know,
Now, what would it be like? I mean, going up there, um, places to stay. I mean, I've seen that one fella, Alex, that had his camp right on the beach,
right,
um,
right.
and he was beach mining. I personally would not do that because of the
Right.
grizzlies.
We hired one of the kids that was on the beach. He was a younger guy, maybe like 25, and he was doing the same thing Alex was. But
Yeah.
Vern, he wanted to dredge, so Vern's like, "Yeah, come on, we'll take a dredging." And so I got to talking to him, and he lives right on the beach there. But there's no place to do your laundry or anything
Right.
like that. And
Oh yeah.
even in the summer, the temperatures are pretty cold at night. I mean,
Right.
throughout the whole time I was there, even in August, I had a winter hat on, winter jacket. There's a couple days where you could maybe wear a t-shirt, but
Yeah.
not much. So I mean, you got to battle the cold constantly, even in the summer. And then the other problem is moisture. Nothing ever dries in this tent. He's like, my tent's soaked. Everything I have is soaked all
Yeah.
the time. Your bedding.
Wow.
I mean, if you have a sleeping bag out, it's soaked. It's just wet. Your
Yeah.
bedding is wet. Your clothes are wet. Just the mildew or the moisture in the morning, and you're always just wet and cold, and
Right.
it sucks really.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So the only other thing, I mean, we'll stand on the beach. I think it's illegal, but they kind of tolerate it a little bit.
Right.
Um, the only other thing is hotels, but the hotels are like $200 or $300 a night.
Yeah, that's insane.
Uh,
Now, what about
mean-
like apartments or
Yeah, that's the other thing
shacks
too.
or whatever?
Yeah, there's apartments available, but I mean,
Again, they're
they're like
expensive.
$1,500, $2,000 a month just for a piece of crap,
Yeah.
apartment.
So you
it's
better
really
have a good
expensive.
plan when you're heading up there.
Right, and then
Basically.
food too. Food's the other thing.
Oh,
If you
yeah.
want, like,
Yeah, I
Like,
seen. I think one of the pictures you posted for, like, I think it was for a case of Coors for like $51 or something like that.
yeah, $53 for a 30-pack. Yeah.
Wow.
And that was on sale.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, booze is expensive, beers are expensive.
So you
If
better
want a
bring some
steak,
money and plenty of it.
yeah, it's like $30 just for a steak,
Yeah.
ribeye steak, $30. Fresh berries, something like strawberries is probably like $9 for a little pint.
Jeez. So
Well,
if
it's
you're
just
planning to
expensive
go
all
to
around.
Alaska, these are the things you got to plan for. Where are you going to stay? What are you going to eat? Things are expensive. You got to figure also too that you're not going to be out on the sea dredging every day because of many, many storms that can kill you and will kill you. People die up there every year. So you just got to plan it out right, and just be careful and always keep that in mind. But and it's nice to have a good contact like you had that invited you up. Now I think
Right,
that's
right.
about the best plan. If somebody's already there and they know what's up, they
Yeah.
know the ins and outs, they know what's going on there. But,
Yeah, I was just lucky because when I went, like Vern's boat's big, so he had bunks inside there, so I had a place
Yeah.
to stay.
Yeah.
And then Vern gave us a car, a RAV4. He's like, you guys help me out. I'll help you out. And so he gave us a car, and we had a 4-wheeler to use to, drive around on the beach and stuff. And like I said, he was treating his crew good because he wanted us to stay. If we don't stay with him, then he
Right.
doesn't have anyone,
Right,
and
right.
he doesn't dive or do anything on his own. So if
Right.
he doesn't keep his crew happy, he's going to find himself with no one. So he was good with like that. I mean, we worked hard for him, and he treated us good. So
Yeah.
but yeah, Gary went up there just on a whim, and he lived on the beach for a little bit, and then he wound up dredging over for Vern for ice season,
Yeah.
and then Vern helped him out with an apartment and all that. But yeah, if you just go up on your own, I would just say, just try it for a week or two. Just
Right.
expect to only go for a week or two, and just try it.
Yeah.
Like, I would definitely go for your dream. If your dreams go to Alaska,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
going to
Oh, better to do
definitely
like
do
a,
it.
better to do like an ACA AU where they got the cabin and
Right,
stuff.
AKU would be the
get
best
your-
choice.
Get your feet wet a little bit.
Yes.
But I would definitely do a camp because then they take care of everything, and then
Right.
you get to see what it's like.
And
And
the
then when you're
price
there,
that they
pick up-
charge, the
Yeah.
price that one of them camps charges is well worth it, because if you go on your own, it's going to cost a whole lot more.
Right,
Really.
right. And what they charge, I mean, I think I went on that chicken trip. I think it was $4,600 for that trip, but it was free because I got it all back in gold plus some. So, up in I think the AKU was around $2 grand or $3 grand.
That's not bad.
But I was seeing the nuggets I was coming. I mean, everyone went home with gold, and you
Yeah.
make your money back with the gold if you work
yeah,
hard.
yeah. That's the key right there. If you work hard.
Now,
You got to
did
work
the-
hard. I mean, it's not given to you. That's what you got to work your ass
Right,
off for it.
right.
But yeah,
What-
my chicken trip was free, including airfare. I made it all back in gold easy.
Nice. That's good.
And at the ACA AU, what dredges did they give you up there?
They're not really focused too much on dredging. They do a lot of high banking and a lot of metal detecting. They do have a couple dredges. I'm going to say it's a 6-inch dredge,
Yeah.
Okay.
but I think they only have like one. They're not really concentrated on. They don't do anything in the ocean. They own like a lot of claims inland.
But they are
right
on the
there.
Anvil Creek, though, right?
I think they're right. They might be. I'm not sure. They're up in the mountains. They're behind Sean Palmrake's place,
Yeah.
where his inland mining is.
Okay. That's where his mining operation is, huh? In that area.
Yeah. Sean, you got to drive right through Sean Palmrake's mine, where he's doing all
Yeah, I
this
seen
stuff.
the picture
kids
you
make.
posted.
Yeah.
I kind of
Yeah.
have it here, but I'm afraid if I switch to it, I'm going to lose
That's
everything
right.
again. So.
Yeah, you drive right through his place. The road, he moved the road because when he's digging, he probably dug up the old road and he had to replace the road for
Right,
everyone to
right.
drive through. You know,
Yeah,
so.
watching the show, I always thought their mining operation was right near Nome. You know?
Yeah, it's only like a 10-minute drive out
Oh,
of Nome.
okay. All right.
Yeah, it's right there.
All right.
Yeah, it was fun.
You got any more questions? How about if we have some of our viewers in the live chat ask some questions? Anybody out there got some questions for Bryan? Now would be a good time to ask.
Might have to give him a minute.
Yeah, probably have to give him a minute with the lag.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a good time. Definitely do it again. I don't know if I'm going to do ice. Vernon wants me to go back for ice. I don't know. I really just hate the cold. I don't mind diving in the ice. I mean, when you got the hot water on you,
Right.
it feels like a hot tub. I mean, life is great, but just before and after, and with the boat pulled out, I don't really have a place to stay. I could stay at Vern's, but I don't want to, have to share an one-room bedroom apartment with like 2 other dudes.
Right.
And the ice season's just hard. It's just cold, and when things break, your generator breaks, you got to go outside in like 10-degree weather to fix it, and everything freezes up, and it's 10 times more work, and
Oh, yeah.
probably actually get less gold. And especially a lot of time, the camera crews, they waste so much time because you got to do stuff and then redo it, and half of our time was wasted with the TV crap. So, it just kind of sucks that way.
Oh, here's a question from Down East Detecting and Prospecting. How many kids Bryan gonna have in 9 months? LOL.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the problems up there too. Is everyone warned me. The girls up there are really easy. The native girls,
Yeah.
and you can have anyone you want at the bar. It's funny. They try grabbing you,
Wow.
taking you back home. They encourage wanting to go back with. But the thing with them is they love to have big families, and they grab these miners that come in because they think they got a lot of cash, and you wind up having a kid and you got to pay them child support.
Oh
And
yeah.
that happens to like half the miners there.
Wow.
Trust me.
Yeah. Don't get drunk and
Yeah. I mean, right on the bar, they got coffee cans full of condoms. The health department puts them out. Yeah.
like popcorn, putting it out there like popcorn.
It's like popcorn. I'm serious.
There, have a condom, everybody. Condoms for everyone.
They're all free, and they're just all on the counters.
Well, at least they're keeping you safe.
Yeah. Wow.
So, what are your
you don't have
plans?
to worry about that.
What are your plans
Sorry.
for next season?
Well, right now I'm getting ready to go to Arizona in a few weeks, right after Christmas. I'm gonna head on down to Arizona. I'm gonna meet up with Alex and Jim and Nugget Shooter, Bill Southern, and Mike Slater. We're gonna go down and we hang out for the winter down there and do some. We look for abandoned mines and look for new deposits, and we do a lot of metal detecting, some dry washing.
Well,
I'm gonna be doing some dredging in Stanton on Weaver Creek, right below Rich Hill. As soon as the water comes in, usually January, February, it'll snow a little bit on the hills and there'll be some water in the creeks. So I'm looking forward to that. And then Vernon probably, I think of Vernon, he's going to probably call me in February to go do the ice for a couple weeks.
are you going to do it?
If I could just fly in, just dive for a week or two, and then come back to Arizona, then, I might, but we'll see. And then, I'm just going to drive back. Yeah, I'm just gonna stay in Arizona until April, and then
there you go.
In the springtime I'm gonna hit the rivers around here, and then probably June or in July I'll probably head on back up to Chicken and work on the commercial 10-inch dredge that they got up there for a month or two. So I'll be dredging in Chicken, and then I'll probably go back to Nome in August.
Yeah.
Vern will probably be dredging a little bit earlier, but
Right.
it's hard being up there. It's, I was sleeping on a cot for 3 months, and, I didn't have my own car, and I'm sharing the boat with another guy. I'm just used to a different lifestyle than it's kind of like a homeless lifestyle out there,
Yeah.
When I'm out there, I'm paying a lot of money for all my bills. I got my house insurance, my truck payment, and, all my bills, my electricity, my cable, my internet, my phone. I'm paying all this money for a lifestyle here. But I'm up in Nome and kind of living like a homeless guy. But I'm paying all this fucking money. My back store, I'm on this cot. And, there's no nice beds. I got a nice bed where I am here. Very little internet. But I'm paying for internet at home, and it gets tiring up there quick. Yeah, it was fun. Don't get me wrong, but I think I'm just gonna do maybe August, September next year.
Right. Now, My wife in the chat room says, tell Bryan if you use a candle in your tent, it takes the moisture out. Like if you're staying on the beach and everything's wet, I think you might need more than a candle. You might need a few more candles.
Yeah. And plus, the wind on the beach is crazy. I mean, you're talking about 30-mile-an-hour winds all the time. I mean, it's windy a lot. So, I mean, the tent, all night long is just.
Oh yeah.
You're lucky if it even stays up. So.
And then. I mean,
living on the beach is tough. I mean, it's not like camping and having a good time. I mean, maybe a couple days it's like that, but a lot of the time, it's
wind. Yeah, I seen that. I seen Alex how he had like a barricade that he built out of pallets and all that kind of stuff, and that probably just cuts it a little bit.
I mean, there's maybe like 10 people that do it out of everyone in the freaking country that I'll go up there and do this. Maybe 10 guys actually stay and do it for the summer.
Yeah. All right. Wow.
Yeah,
it just gets to you after a week.
And me and Jack, we met Alex when we were fighting the legislation in Maine.
Different Alex.
Yeah,
Alex Daddario, the one that.
Yeah, Alex. Yeah, he's my dredge buddy up here in New England. But I'm gonna meet up with him over in he's in Phoenix right now for the.
That's what I mean. Winter. So he's the one you're going back out to Arizona with.
Yeah.
I just want to tie that together and make sure I'm.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna meet my dredging buddy from New England, Alex. Yeah, he's over.
Same guy you brought to my property that day.
Yep.
When you guys came out.
Yep.
Yeah. Because Jack Duggins was there that day, and that's where we met Jack.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I usually dredge with Alex and Jack and John.
Right.
I do a lot of dredging up in Maine. Usually ask for.
Yep, Maine's got the chunky gold, baby.
Yeah,
We know it's there, but man, you got to work for it.
Oh yeah.
You got to move in boulders.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, I love moving boulders. I think it's really fun. So I mean, I'll take a 5 ton or 5,000 pound boulder and spend a few hours moving it. But once you do, man, no one moves those. I mean, even the old timers didn't move those big,
Yeah.
freaking boulders. And I think it's fun. So me and Alex, we put the snatch blocks on them and all the
Oh,
cranes and the hoists and the
Yeah, you
winches.
guys move some serious boulders.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
like your setup. I like that little chainsaw winch you got now, and
Yeah.
man, we got to
Yeah,
get
that's
one of
what we
those.
like doing. So
But,
yeah, we move the big boulders, and sometimes there's nuggets under them, and sometimes there's not.
yeah, yeah. Sometimes it's worth it. Sometimes it isn't. We
Yeah, but it's fun.
mostly
We have a good time.
manhandle and move the boulders.
Yeah, mostly
Yeah.
me and him are manhandling the boulders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need that
we're the
winch.
backhoes.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys got some big ones in New Hampshire there too.
Oh yeah. We've moved some big ones.
But you got any
Yeah,
other
I got a lot more
questions?
videos. I'm like 2 years behind on my YouTube thing. I just do YouTube
Yeah.
for fun and enjoyment, but I'll do it in the wintertime when I got more time. But yeah, I'm like 2 years behind. I got a lot of awesome videos that me and Alex from this year and last year.
Yeah, that you got to edit yet?
Yeah, I haven't been caught up. I took a
Right.
lot of stuff from chicken. I got all these chicken videos I got to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, you got to get them out there.
Yeah.
I got some crazy from Rich Hill when I went with Toby on top of Rich Hill.
Yeah.
He was pulling out some nice nuggets, and he was only there for like 2 months
Wow.
before I got there, and he had a handful. I think it was like 30 ounces.
Wow.
He got 30
Nice.
ounces of nugget,
Nice.
all nuggets, just in that one little area.
Yeah.
And the day that I went with him, he found like an 8 grammer and a couple 2s and 3s. And,
Yeah.
I got that video. That video would be cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got a lot of videos that I've still got to do. I'm just behind.
Yeah, because I mean, I really don't watch TV. I watch gold prospecting
Yeah.
videos. I watch you. I watch Dan Hurd, Pioneer Paulie. I love to see all the guys out there doing prospecting, finding gold. It's just fun. It's exciting. You know what I mean? I mean, I got gold fever. Jack's got gold fever.
Oh, yeah.
You've got it. All us prospectors that are out here today listening to us, we all got the same fever.
Oh yeah.
It don't go away. Once you catch it, you got it forever, man. It ain't leaving.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of good channels out there, and pumps you up to get out and go out there and get the gold.
Yeah, yeah. And like I said, me and Prospector Jack, we're inviting you out for a weekend or a week up on my property.
Yeah.
So we got to set some dates up and stuff for that. And
Yeah, whenever you get back
Yeah.
from Arizona.
Yeah, I'll be
let
back
us
about
know
April
and-
1st.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I like hitting New Hampshire first because it opens before Maine,
Right.
and yeah, I'll usually hit New Hampshire until Maine opens, and then I'll hit Maine for a couple weeks, and then I'll be off to Alaska.
There you go. Way up north to Alaska.
Yeah, back up north. Yeah.
Nice. That is nice. And
Cool.
I don't know if we want to take up any more of your time. We could pick your brain all night long here on your adventures of all-time adventures, whatever. But
Yeah.
so I want to thank you for being on our first show. It didn't go too good.
Cool.
It was pretty rough getting started, but we got it off the ground, and I want to thank you very much for that. And thanks for being patient.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, we'll hook up in the spring.
Yes, definitely. We will be in touch. All right?
Cool. Thanks.
All right. We'll talk to you later.
thank you,
All right,
Brian.
take it easy, guys.
Okay.
Have a good
Bye-bye.
Christmas.
Same to you. Merry Christmas. Okay, good. All right. Now, let's go back here. All righty. So,
Now we have to do our live drawing.
hold on a moment. All right. Can you guys still hear us, see us, everything? Can you guys hear us? Check, check, check. Can you still hear us? Let me see here. Let me go here. Let's move that.
Yes, he just wrote. It's just we got a delay.
Yes, you can hear us. Okay, good. As I switch to a different channel, basically. Let me get back here. Okay, so you can still hear us. Very good. All right, so what we want to do now is we're going to get right into our drawing. You want to get that pan and the names?
Yep. Hold on.
Now, we took everybody's names from across all our platforms, right from YouTube, Facebook, and what was it? Library, Odyssey, everything. So we're going to be drawing 2 lucky winners here. So please stand by. Okay. Hillbilly John's going to grab that.
All right. I've got it in my hands here.
Okay.
Who's going to be the lucky winner?
And this is for the Gold Rush Nugget Bucket. Are you guys ready? Good luck, everyone, says Flash in your pan. Okay.
All right, they're all shook up. I'll have Jack draw one out of the pan. Here we go.
Draw a name out of the gold pan. And I think I have just one. Looks like I have TN Big Dave. TN Big Dave. I guess that would stand for Tennessee Big Dave. Does anybody know Tennessee Big Dave? So, TN Big Dave, drop us a line, send us your address, and you have won the Gold Rush Nugget Bucket. Okay? That is TNBIG, Dave. So, send us a message on Facebook, on Messenger or whatever, and send us your address. Let me see what we got here. Okay, for the hat, I got John Sly. John Sly won an Appalachian Prospectors hat. And John, just send us your contact info and we will ship that right out to you. Okay. Okay. So we had 2 lucky winners.
Congratulations, everybody.
Yes. We just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and
Happy New Year.
And a Happy New Year.
And hopefully you enjoyed the podcast. It was our first one.
Yeah, hopefully the next one will be better. Now, we might do another one in, say, maybe 2 weeks. We're going to go live again. We're going to test things out, and we got to get this thing down right. And, so we have no hitches, no problems. So stay tuned. And we will, I don't know, is there anything else you'd like to add?
That's about it.
Okay. All right. So make sure you like and subscribe, right?
Yeah, like, share, subscribe.
Right, on YouTube.
And
Give
share.
us a follow on Library and Odyssey and library.tv. Make sure you get over there and check us out. And also, come over and find Appalachian Prospectors on Facebook. We have Appalachian Prospectors Facebook page. And, join up there and, we keep you informed about everything. But not only that, but prospectors can talk to each other there. Communication is key in everything we do out here, So it's a good place to get on and chat with other prospectors that are in your area. Maybe you can get together and get out on the river with each other. maybe we'll see you on the river too. So until we meet again on the live stream, we will see you where?
On the river.
That's right, on the river, folks. Thank you for joining in, and thanks for watching. And we will see you next time. Peace out.